has already made Adam and Eve as God. God created man in his own image and likeness. So meaning that man was like God's. Man was man that named everything that was named. So man had authority, power. He gave power unto men. But now the devil is lying to man and say that when you eat of it, you shall be like God. You shall know good and evil. You know, the devil take a bit of truth and add a lot of lies to it, so that it will make it look like what he's saying is the truth. And that is why he did unto them. And the verse says that, and when a woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and that the tree to be desired to make one wise, she took of the fruit thereof, and did eat, and gave also unto her husband, and with her, and he did eat. So now, when the devil will continue to say those things to the woman, now the woman began to look at the tree, and saw that it was so nice, and the fruit of it was so nice, it was pleasant to the eyes, and it would be sweet to the throat. She took of it, and ate of it. And then Adam came, and he gave Adam, and Adam also ate of it. So what God said happened, but then it happened in a certain way. Adam did not die physically that day, but he realized that automatically he became naked. Why did he become naked? Because spiritually his eyes opened, meaning that he has spiritually died. And then it's a matter of time that physically he would die to attest that he has died spiritually. Adam lived to, I think, 930 years before he died. But spiritually, the day he ate of it, the relationship he had with God was broken. There are three types of death in the Bible. The first one that occurs in the Bible is called spiritual death. What is the meaning of spiritual death? Spiritual death means that the separation of man's spirit from God's spirit. When man's spirit doesn't have contact with God's spirit, the person is said to be spiritually dead. So everyone that is born into this world is spiritually dead, because we came from Adam. What it means is that our spirit does not have contact with God's spirit. The Holy Spirit of God is not living in our spirit. It's not living in us. Therefore, we are said to be spiritually dead. And the second type of death that occurred in the Bible is called physical death. What is the meaning of physical death? Always when you talk about death in the Bible, what should come into your mind is that there is always a separation of spirit from something. So the first death, which I said is spiritual death, is the separation of God's spirit from my spirit. What is physical death? Physical death is the separation of man's spirit from his body. That is physical death. So when you say somebody has died, what it means is that his spirit has left his body. So now the body becomes like a slate. It means that the person has died. Why? Because the spirit is no more living in the body. And the third kind of death in the Bible is what was said in Revelation chapter 21, I think 20:21, which is said that it is called the second death. What the second death means is that it's the totality or the final separation of God's spirit and man's spirit. There will never be a contact of God's spirit with man again. That is why it is in this world that a man can receive Jesus Christ and be saved, and God's spirit will unite with his spirit. But if he doesn't do that and he dies, then he will go into the second death, where at the judgment day, God's spirit and that man's spirit will never have contact again. And that is what we call the second death. Alright, so we see that the devil lied to man, deceived man, and man fell.